Welcome to the SkyFire Academy. I'd like to begin by defining what SkyFire means and one of the main concepts behind the program. So SkyFire is a name for lightning, and lightning is the tremendous potential that's released when positive and negative energies come into harmony. Now, that's essentially what we're wanting to do with the Academy, is help people release their tremendous potential by harmonizing their energy. Well, what does that really mean? Well, positive and negative are metaphors for many different things: masculine and feminine, selflessness and selfishness. You can sort of divide all the ways that you relate to your life up into dichotomies and understand that there needs to be a balance between these things. Because, for example, if you want to take care of your own needs all the time and you only take care of your own needs, then the people around you are going to begin to get a sense like you're not really concerned with them and you're just using them to meet your own ends. Whereas on the other side of things, if you only concern yourself with meeting other people's needs, eventually you're going to get the sense that you're not really important in your own estimation, and you're going to maybe begin to get resentful that it's always other people's needs that get met before your own. And so balancing these two, sort of opposing forces, the need to take care of oneself and the need to take care of the others around us, is really important in achieving, ultimately, happiness. Because that's what we all really want. It's what we're all going for, right? We might say, oh, I'd like this car, or I'd like this partner, or I'd like this kind of lifestyle, or whatever it is. But really what we want is the experience we believe we're going to have when we achieve that goal. And so if we understand, okay, what I really want is happiness. And happiness is really going to come when I balance the opposing needs or necessities in my life. Then you can get a lot further in, achieving that goal. Now, to do that, to get from wherever you're at to a point where you're having the experience that you want, needs to be a systematic process if you're going to achieve it with any consistency. We all want happiness, but not all of us get really serious, as it were, about doing what it takes to get happy. And a lot of people feel like, well, is happiness a thing you can even pursue? Isn't it something that could just sort of happen to you or that you happen upon? And I would offer that, if you don't seek happiness, that stumbling upon it is going to be kind of unlikely. You're going to need to at least take a look at your life, especially if you're really not appreciating where you're at, and, get systematic about, all right, if I'm here and I would like to be there, why do I want to be there? What is it about that place that I really want to bring into my life? And if I really do, after estimating why I want that and really determining that I want that for a good reason, then how? How am I going to get there? Now, I'll go into the why for a second. A lot of us will want things because perhaps we have heard from our culture or our peers or our parents that that kind of a thing is valuable. And we might be going for that because of reasons that we haven't really defined for ourselves. And so understanding why you want the thing that you're saying that you want is important, because you may understand later on that really it isn't ultimately what will make you happy. And I'll provide a kind of a context to help understand that. So we might say, again, that we want, fame or power or money or whatever it is, but what we really want is the experience we imagine we're going to have when we get that thing. And I say the experience we imagine we're going to have because a lot of people get to those things and find that they don't really feel the way that they thought they were going to feel when they got there. So we want this feeling or this experience that we imagine we're going to have. But the thing about feelings and experiences is that all of the chemicals that give us this sense of happiness or fulfillment that we really want in our lives, they're all already within us. The external circumstances that we find ourselves in only trigger those because of a certain set of sort of definitions that we've given ourselves. If we believe that a diamond is valuable, then when we get a diamond, all of a sudden we'll have these feelings of elation. But if we don't believe it's valuable and we receive one, we're not going to have those same feelings. So is the key to happiness the diamond? Not really, right? It's the beliefs and the understandings we have that trigger those feelings. And so by looking more deeply into our perspectives around things, we can have a lot more control over whether or not we're experiencing happiness with our lives. Now, I'll go a little bit deeper into that, which is another sort of balance in life that we want to achieve, which is if we feel like the given circumstance we're in is really not where we want to be, and we really rather be somewhere else. If we attach our happiness to being in that other place, we're inherently going to make ourselves miserable wherever we're at because we're not accepting it. So having gratitude is an incredibly important part of being happy because you accept that where you're already at, what you already have, that has value. You can do that in a most effective way by thinking, well, what would happen if I didn't have the things that I already have? You know, at least perhaps you have a place to stay and you have some friends and you have some food, or you have at least all of your limbs, or whatever it is that you can be grateful for. It could always be worse. The things that we take for granted every day, a lot of people don't have those in life. And so if we can imagine our life without those things that we take for granted, then we might gain the perspective to help us understand, I can be grateful for wherever I am right now. And so gratitude practices are some of the things that we teach in the Academy to help people appreciate where they are. But is gratitude enough? If you just have gratitude and focus on gratitude all the time, you might end up in a job that you hate for 10 years because you're telling yourself, well, I should just be grateful. I should just appreciate whatever it is that I have. But even if a job is providing you with some money and with some sense of satisfaction and maybe some camaraderie with your coworkers, if it isn't really the job that you ultimately feel like is fulfilling to you and isn't really using all of your talents, then you might want to steadily move towards another occupation that can make you even more happy. And so that's the balance that I'm referring to, is on the one end, accepting where it is that you're at and embracing and being grateful for the things that you already have, and continuing to be dedicated towards moving in the direction of a goal that you have. And it isn't by only attaching yourself to a goal and directing yourself toward it that's going to make you happy, because there are a lot of people who do that and they find themselves miserable because they're always driving for the next goal and the next goal. And as soon as they achieve something, they're maybe momentarily elated, but then immediately they're looking at, well, what's next and what can I do next? And so they're not really happy with the journey of getting there. But then people, again, that are just focusing in gratitude and just being appreciative of what they have, they might get a nagging sense that there is something more that they would really like to do. And so finding the balance in your life between completely accepting where you're at and having a goal and moving systematically towards that goal, that's a really important balance. And by having both of these things in mind, we're, sort of essentially accomplishing that, SkyFire Academy goal of knowing that there are these two different opposing forces that we need to balance in our life in order to achieve happiness. So I hope this gives you a sense of, what SkyFire Academy means, the definition of the term SkyFire, and, what the Academy is attempting to do, and just a notion, that there are these like opposing forces in our life that we need to balance in order to gain harmony and happiness and ultimately fulfillment.